So, quite truthfully, I don't have the slightest idea what I'm going to do for my long-term media project. I thought I did. Like, I remember seeing that we had to make a documentary on the syllabus, and I remember being like, oh, I have the perfect idea. But as I started to like develop the idea and really like delve into it, I don't know, it just seemed, not that like serious documentaries are bad, but it just didn't seem like something I would enjoy doing or enjoy making. So I decided to scrap that potential idea. So now I'm stuck just sort of brainstorming ideas. The first idea I had was you can't really document a church, but maybe like document someone's story revolving around the church. 2 years ago, I became a part of a church back at home called Fusion Church, and this church is like something I've never experienced. Like, okay, so I've gone to church all my life. I was baptized, I was born and raised in a church, and I always felt disconnected from the church community and disconnected from my faith. Like, yeah, I said I believed, but it was because, like, I had to. But it wasn't until I came to Fusion Church that I said I believed, because I did believe, and I felt my faith, I don't know, just grow with this church. So I think that would be something cool to document, I guess. Other people's stories in the church and how this church has like helped them or changed them. I would include obviously clips from the church. I would include like, they have an incredible worship team, so I would love to like incorporate some of that stuff into it. My aunt is also on the worship team, so I could also like interview her about it and everything. And maybe I could even talk to like some of the pastors at the church and like delve deep into the idea of it and everything, because this church is like unlike anything I've ever been to, and I feel like with the stuff that I have, I could potentially create something out of it. The next idea I had was documenting my hometown, which I don't really have that many ideas for, because I don't know, like, I talked about Millville a lot. Well, I didn't talk about it in my like other long-term media project. I just felt like I did talk about it a lot, since that's like where my grandmother lives. But I guess I would just try to capture the essence of Millville, and like I would ask my little sister, I could ask some friends, I could ask different people, you know, capture different scenes and different moments of Millville. Because it's got its good and its bad, and I can include like statistics and like other stuff like that. But I don't know if that would be as fun either. It'd be it's better than my last idea, which is just capturing college life, because I don't know who I would interview unless I would just like ask people on the street, like, hey, how's college? How long have you been here? Which would essentially be really cool in theory, but I feel like I would have to interview like a lot of just random people to get good content. And plus I don't want to like, it's different than the audio project, because with the audio project I just need a mic and be like, hey, talk to me. But like I have to record them and talk to them, and I don't have a team. It's a one-person gig, you know? So right now, church is sounding like the best option here, because I could incorporate interviews, I could incorporate I understand this is like a 4 to 8, is it 4 to 8 minutes? That doesn't sound right at all. That sounds, I remember when I found out how long it actually was, I was like, that's no time at all for a documentary. So like I don't want to bite off more than I can chew, but I also want to give myself enough like content, I guess. How to a listicle, satirical talk show, a series of interviews, a memoir, an educational film, music video, a poem. This is a lot. Okay, 3 to 7 minutes long. Okay. So, I don't know if I have like actual pictures of my church. Like my pictures, they're all like the church's pictures. So I know I'd probably have to ask permission to use them. I know I'd want to record worship. I go to like there's the main campus and there's a separate campus, and the main campus is where the sermons are recorded. So my campus is actually a movie theater, so I watch everything on the big screen. So I don't really want to record that, that's kind of weird. Can't go to youth group because I have school on Mondays. So I can't record youth group, but I have old stuff from youth group I could probably use. And if I don't, again, I'd have to ask permission to use videos. I could have interviews, I just don't know what genre it would be. Or how I would lay this out. But okay, I just don't know how I would lay this out, because I know that I want to include interviews, possibly with my aunt, my uncle, my mom's involved in the church, my sister's involved in the church, my little cousins are involved in the church. I'm close with the pastors there, so I feel like that would be cool. I just have to figure out what I'm gonna ask them. Okay, so all I've gotten out of this 10-minute talk is that I think I'm going to focus on my church, because it's a part of my world, it's a part of who I am, and I'm really proud of that, and I'm really proud of my church and just the family that I've made there and the people that I've met there. Like, they are some of the most genuine people I've ever met in my life. Like, I can say that confidently and soundly. Like, I've never had an experience like I've had with this church, and this church is something that's really important to me and something that I've definitely missed in college because I can't go home every weekend. And for a while, like, it was hard because I felt like I built my roots so soundly in my church, and then once I stopped going to church, things just sort of like shifted and changed, and I felt like I needed to like find myself again, but except like this time it was just me, and I'm just sort of just babbling on here, but I think it'd be really cool to just sort of like document, not my journey essentially, because I don't want this to be about me. I want it to be about the church and the lives of the churches. Well, I want it to be about the church and the effect that it's had on its community, like not just me. Like my family, it's changed my family, it's brought us closer together because we all attend church. Like my mom, my sister, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, like they all go to this church, and this church has brought us closer. It's helped us to understand one another better.